Good morning, Year 10. I'm very sorry about yesterday. I just had issue after issue, and it took a long time to sort out. So I apologise that you didn't have a lesson yesterday, but I hope that you took it as an opportunity for a nice break or to do something nice for yourself. So here is the lesson that should have been. You'll notice that it looks a little bit different. I've been told about some software by Miss Bullen that means I can actually share my screen with you and hopefully write on my screen with you. So it'll just be like you're looking at a board in B30. So I'm super excited to see how this works with you all. So anyway, let's start off with the usual. So I'd like you to write your date, your title, underline them, and then we'll start talking about what a prism is. So if you want to pause the video to get going with that, you can do that now. Okay, so volume of prisms is what we're going to do today, and we did surface area of prisms or shapes really before last week, didn't we? So volume of prisms is what we're going to do today. Just kind of basic prisms is what we're going to look at today. So we're going to look at your cuboids, your triangular prisms, and some sort of compound shape prisms as well. We're not going to look at cylinders today because I feel like cylinders could be its own shape that we do a lot of work on. So if we look at this definition here, a prism is a 3D shape which has the same cross-section running all the way through it. Now that word cross-section is a key word, very important that you remember what that is. And if we look at these 5 shapes that are here, you'll see we've got cuboid, triangular prism, cylinder, another cuboid, and then we've got a hexagonal prism. Now there are many, many, many more prisms that all have different kind of faces. You might have different looking triangular prisms, so right angle triangular prisms, etc., and all sorts. Just as long as you realise that it's a prism because it has the same shape the whole way along it, it keeps the same shape the whole way along it, then you'll know that that's a prism. So let's have a look at how to find the volume of a prism. So what you must always do is you find the area of the cross section, so the area of the face at the front, that is this bit here. This is a very weird looking prism, but if you find the area of the front of that prism there and then multiply it by the length of the prism, you will always find the volume. So no matter what the shape is at the front, as long as you find the area of the shape at the front and then multiply it by the length, you will find the volume. So let's have a look at our first example. Now we're doing a super simple one. Find the volume of the cuboid below. We can see that the cross section of the prism is a rectangle and the length is 4 on this one, just because of the kind of the way it's facing. So let's find the area of the front face. I hope this works. Also, I'm writing with my finger, so if my handwriting looks like a 3-year-old, you know why. So your area of your cross section is going to be 5 times 7, which is 35 centimetres squared. Does it like a 3-year-old, doesn't it? And then if you find your volume, you know that you've just got to do 35 multiplied by 4, which is the length in this case. So 35 times by 4 is 140, and we know volume is 3 dimensions because we've used height, length and width. So 140 centimetres cubed. Now that doesn't really look like a 3, but you know what I mean. Okay, so super simple example there. So if you want to pause and just copy a few bits down, you do that now before we move on to the next one. Okay, next example number 2 coming up, is a triangular prism. So it kind of looks like an isosceles triangular prism. It doesn't matter, it doesn't change what we need to do. So we'll always start off with finding the area of the front face just to get us going. So the area of a triangle we know is going to be 7 times by 5 divided by 2, because that's base times height divided by 2. 7 times 5 is 35. Oh goodness, what's half of 35? Is it 17.5? I think it is 17.5 centimetres squared. And then we'll find the volume. We just get that area of that front face, so 17.5 centimetres squared, and multiply it by 9. So your volume is going to be 17.5 multiplied by 9. Now I am going to use my calculator for that because my brain is gone. So 17.5 times by 9, and we get 157.5 centimetres cubed. Beautifully done there. Okay, so super simple. Now, here's for your last example, so example number 3. Remember, pause the video whenever you want to, just to write any notes or anything like that. Now, this one looks like a complicated one, doesn't it? So you've got this really kind of crazy compound shape here. I'm just going to try and make it a little bit bigger so you can see the lengths. So you've got a kind of compound shape made up of 2 rectangles. So you've kind of got to decide where you want to split that front face. It doesn't really matter, you'll get the same answer either way. You can just figure out which way you want to do it. I'm actually going to split it there. Okay, I'm going to split it there. So I've got one rectangle here and the second rectangle here. So your first rectangle we know is just going to be 1 times 3. So your area 1, I'm going to call it, is just going to be 1 times 3. And then that is 3 centimetres. And then area 2 is going to be 4 times 1, which is 4 centimetres squared. So the area of the total area of that cross section is therefore 7 centimetres squared. So your area is 7 centimetres squared. And now to find the volume, well, you found the area of that front cross section, so the volume is going to be 7 times 6, which is 42 centimetres cubed. I hope that all makes sense there. I mean, you could have split it either way. It doesn't actually really matter. You would have got the same answer either way. So, yes. Now, I have selected specific questions from Caboodle for you to do. So if we go next door to the next slide, you'll see that I've selected, I think it's, I don't want you to do any of the questions about surface area. I just want you to do them about volume. So on exercise 15.1s, I've got questions 4c, question 5, but the question in the book says to find the surface area. I don't want you to do that. I want you to find the volume instead. And then 7a, which is a kind of compound shape that I want you to find the volume of. Okay, so just 4c, question 5, but finding the volume, and 7a. So please do those in your books or on a piece of paper and send me those when you are finished. Okay, answers are on the next slide, but I'm not showing you them because then you can mark after you've done it. We don't like any cheating here, all right? Now, I hope you thought this was good. If you did, I think it's an improvement on my previous one. Means I don't need a second person to film me, and I feel more professional doing it this way. Okay, all right. Any questions, as usual, email me or comment on your little bit of Google Classroom, whatever, and I shall speak to you soon. Okay, bye.